chat and we'll go from there and I'll meet you guys, you girl celebrity status. It'll be great.
Welcome back to NEMT Van Talks. I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Monica.
And today we have a special guest. We have Genesis from Jen's Books.
So listen, Genesis, we first heard of you when you reached out to us in a private message, just sharing some information about your business and the services and product that you offer. And after having a brief conversation with you, Jasmine and I thought it would be a great opportunity for you to come on our platform and just share the services and resources that you have. For our viewers, we think it would be something amazing for them. So we want to just jump right in and, hear a little bit about you, your company, and the services you guys offer.
Yeah, thank you so much, girls, for having me here, Jasmine, Monica. I'm truly blessed to be here with you girls today. So my name is Genesis. I am the owner of Jen's Books. I founded this company a year ago in January of 2022. But I have been in the billing space specifically for non-emergency medical transportation companies for about 5 years now. So when I started, I was employed as a billing specialist for a local company here with 26 vehicles because they desperately, needed a new biller. So I started there, my journey, and as I was growing, by my second year, there was another company who needed help with their billing. My employer, they said it was fine. So I kind of just went from there. And next thing I knew, I was working with like 5 companies all the time, like doing their billing.
Wow.
So last year I decided to like just take the punch and go off on my own.
Yeah,
So let's do it.
I think that's wonderful. I could imagine like 26 vehicles. Just billing with that many vehicles is probably just a headache within itself. So, wow, that's awesome. And it sounds like you've expanded your business fairly quickly, right?
Yes, a lot of it was due to word of mouth. So when I started here and it was 26 vehicles, it was kind of overwhelming at first. I knew I had the background in billing. I knew I had my bachelor's degree, but it was still a lot, right? Because everything, all the codes and medical codes was specifically to this industry. So I don't know. I guess I just did a really good job with one company, and then they're like, oh, you know what? They kind of know each other. So they're like, hey, I have this girl and she can help you with this. And then next thing I knew, it was my employer. The company I started working with first was Yuma Medical Transport. And the owner was the one that told me, hey, you actually do a really, really good job. You should have your own company. Like you should go on your own and we can be your clients. Just because they knew like I was getting more companies here and there and I was getting some traction going.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? Like there's like no professionalism, like no people. I was the first college graduate, like first generation to go to college. And I was like, there's no entrepreneurs in my family as well.
Right.
I'm gonna take the punch. I'm just gonna do this. Girl power, let's go.
Right.
Absolutely, girl power.
Oh yeah.
So
So that's
what is your undergrad in?
it's in healthcare administration.
Okay, so it
In
is
a minor in Spanish. Because I've known Spanish all my life, but the grammar is so different than just speaking it.
Yes.
So yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But like back to the question, because I get so distracted sometimes. The biller's life. I'm always just like stuck in a dark room. They would call it like a little cave when I was in Yuma Medical. Because I was just like in my cave doing work. And I was like, I need more like social skills other than just calling, hey, you want some money? But yeah,
That's
so
awesome. So,
mhm.
so tell us like what type of services, So we know you do coding. So you're able to bill like Medi-Cal, Medicaid, right? So you would be able to help with stuff like that, right? What else?
Yes. Yeah, so absolutely. So for regarding Medicaid, so Medicaid has It's a state program, right? And different states have it. In California, it's called Medi-Cal. In Arizona, it's called Access. In different states, but everything is under the branch of Medicaid. So I can bill it remotely. Even though right now I'm located in the state of Arizona, I can work with any Medicaid and with any company, non-emergency medical transportation company in all 50 states, right? So we have a couple of clients in Florida. We just landed a new one in Alabama, and obviously a ton of them are here in Arizona due to word of mouth. So I definitely do medical billing. I do insurance billing within medical billing. So sometimes it's filling out like the CMS 1500 forms, attaching the referral of who authorized it, mailing that out. So sometimes we have like a big buttload of claims, and sometimes we don't have that many, depending on how many trips they did that particular month. So medical billing is definitely one of the big ones. A lot of our clients get confused on. So we have different services within medical billing. One of them could be like, you know what, I just want to learn it, right? I just want you, Genesis, to teach me, and I just want to have it in house, right? And we 100% respect that. So for that, we do training. So we train you and your staff, and we do it either via Zoom call, or sometimes I'll just record myself with that particular service if they're just really busy. If maybe it's a dispatcher that now they're going to promote to a biller, different circumstances. And I just do the training for them, and then I just follow up with consultations, right? If they're getting denied claims, this is how you submit them. If you're getting this particular situation, like this is how we go about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I especially had a ton of them during like COVID time, because it was like a crazy time.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so that's another one. But most of our clients, they sometimes just want to be like, okay, I got a little bit of the taste for training on the training, but you know what? I'm gonna wash my hands, and can you like just take care of it? And then we just take care of it, and then based on the of what they're receiving, right, of what they're getting paid, we get a percentage of that.
Okay.
So that's medical billing.
Also, so you guys get a percentage of the amount that you bill for, or the amount that's approved that that company receives?
That's approved that the company receives. So what they get paid. Yeah. So they really like it, because obviously we want to make sure we do a good job, right? Because we're on percentage based, and we have that incentive. Like, no, we want to make sure we bill correctly. It's like accurate claims, all the forms are correct. So then we don't have to rebill, because then if we rebill, if there were some denied claims, right, that the company just, the insurance didn't approve, then we have to resubmit, and that resubmission, we're not getting paid for that resubmission. We only get paid for what they get paid, a percentage. So it works out really good for them.
So Genesis, how do you guys determine the percentage? I know you said it's based on, is it like a flat percentage, or is just based on the amount you're billing for?
It's based on how much claims they're submitting. So for example, one of our clients, we started on May of 2022 with them. They had been working with a different billing company, and they had, just like for the past 3 weeks, they weren't billing for them. They were just kind of in the limbo. So we quickly took them on, and then we gave them like a set percentage, right? But after a couple months, they actually grew in size. So it made sense for us to lower the percentage instead of like increasing it, just because there was so much volume of work. But if it's a very little amount of volume, but it's a very complicated way to do medical billing, it's a different platform and such, then we're just going to be raising our prices. Yeah, the best way to know, it's always I always let potential clients know to just do a quick like free consultation with us. We just get to know about them. We get to know about what trip management software they're using, right? If it's Tripmaster, Route Genie, MediRoutes, any of those.
Oh, so that was my next question.
I'm like getting up to you guys.
Right. So our industry, a lot of TPs work with brokers. That's just what it is, right? So you're able to assist these transportation providers by doing the billing within those different softwares that you just mentioned, right? Oh, okay.
That's
Wow, that's wonderful.
that is very wonderful. Wow. Um, I know you mentioned too, Genesis, that you can work in all 50 states. Do you find that challenging to work with your clients that are in various states?
A moment of pause. So it's just the time zone. It honestly just comes down to the time zone. So I was in Ohio. I just moved back to Arizona, but I was in Ohio starting about May. So
Hmm.
I loved it there just because of the time zone. So we had a client that was in Florida that was basically in our same time zone. So that was great, right? So any like call she got, it was just like perfect and super smooth. And then all the work for Yuma, I could get it done in advance because I was 3 hours ahead of them, right? But then, like, I moved back to Arizona. I'm like, no, I want to be back over there because this just works. I think I'm just gonna go live in Florida for like half a year when it's not cold or something. But yeah, so it does have its challenges as everything. But I think just the most important thing is communication. All my clients, they have my phone number. They most of the time they just reach me via text message or via email, right? If it's not super important, they just reach via email and then I reply usually within that business day or worst case scenario within 24 hours. And if it's through text, I just like I leave it on red. I'm like, oh, let me just finish up this meeting or wrapping up what I'm doing, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and look into that. And then unless it's like super urgent, then they'll give me a ring. But it does have its challenges, but it's very rewarding. And some of them with like their accents and stuff. I'm like, I love
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Texas accents, the Alabama accents. My husband and I, we just got done with visiting 23 states, right, through a road trip. I was like, that's so
Oh,
cool. The US is so beautiful and so cool. I was like, I should have done it more towards business and like be visiting, but I was
that
like,
sounds fun
yeah,
though. I'm
yeah.
jealous.
We'll
What a
take you
break. I
along.
need a
We'll tag you
vacation.
along next time.
You know,
We'll
it's
sleep in the
funny.
back in the stretchers.
Yeah, oh, right. I know, right? Like our little funny clip we did with the BBL, like just put out the mat, let me lay down and just take me on a road trip wherever. Let's just roll,
Go.
right? But Genesis, you mentioned something, and I want to I guess speak to this. So non-emergency medical transportation. Private pay can it can be lucrative. We can see a lot of clients with private pay, but when transportation providers are dealing with brokers, their trip volume is a lot higher. So, how can a transportation provider be assured that you're staying on top of their billing? Like, 'cause I feel like the
Mhm.
billing when you're doing like hundreds of like legs a month, like it can just be overwhelming. So how can that transportation provider feel confident in your service and knowing that you're staying on top of everything? Do you send out reports or how does that work?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So we do not take a client that we don't think we can handle. Right off the bat, that's why it's so important for us to do the free consultation that we provide. That's the very first call. And we kind of learn their system, what kind of billing they do, and
Uh-huh.
then see, okay, this is where we're at. Can we actually manage this kind of business, right? For example, we like 3 4 months ago, we landed a client and they had multiple locations. So it was basically three full-size companies, right, under the same name. So then it was a lot of investigating and be like, okay, perfect. Now we need to assess, can we handle this client? Can we handle this capacity? And then I either hiring and training and telling them, hey, we can't at this moment, or hey, just give me 2 more weeks. I am training this new person. We had someone part-time at that time and we told them, hey, if we sign this client, we're gonna move you to full-time. And that's exactly what we did. And we took that client and it's been 3 months and it's been going wonderfully. Yeah. So yeah, so it just comes down to that. We do weekly reports for medical billing. And for our other service, which is accounts receivable, not a lot of people know what accounts receivable is. It's just like, what is that? So it's basically when you have, you make clients with the local hospitals, the local nursing homes, right? Because they pay a lot more than brokers, right? It's a lot more lucrative. So once you have those contracts and you're billing them, let's say you bill $4,000 for this hospital for December, that amount is called accounts receivable, right? So it's amount that you don't have right now in your pocket, but it's amount that you know that they're going to pay that invoice because there's a contract. So you know that cash flow is coming in, right? For next month, for operations, for payroll, for vehicle maintenance, for insurances, all those crazy bills that you have. So we manage your accounts receivables. If they're not paying you, if you have a ton in overdue invoices, we get you paid basically, right? Through a lot of different methods. And then we bill for you. So we would be the ones to take that responsibility of billing the hospitals, of billing the nursing homes on your behalf. So basically, you don't have to worry about at all anything regarding billing. You just kind of give that over to us, and then we do it for you. And then you're just seeing the checks come in the mail. So, hope that answers the question.
So, Genesis, you just shared a lot of information with us. But what's one thing you have not shared with us as far as additional value that your company could provide to an NEMT company? Something that you have not already shared with us, because you've already shared tons of information.
All right. So we've discussed medical billing, accounts receivables, the training and consultation. So the last one would be bookkeeping, right? Especially right now, business taxes for Q4 are due in 2 days. So today, the time that we're recording this is January 13th. So in 2 days and January 15th, they're going to be due. So we basically handle your books if you use QuickBooks specifically. And we would organize all of those and we would tell you how much to pay on each of the quarters. And it works out because we're probably already using that platform to send your invoices. So we're basically just cleaning up. So when tax season comes, which is hopefully in the next year or so, that's the next service that we want to offer. So it's kind of like your one-stop, all billing related,
additional services.
Yeah,
that's
coming
nice.
up. But yeah, so bookkeeping is a huge one for you to save on taxes. Specifically in this industry, the types of how do I say it? The types of expenses that you're going to have, we already know it, right? Because we see it again and again with different companies. So then it makes sense to hand us, your bookkeeping because we already know exactly how to put those into the right categories.
Now, for a company that is just starting out and they're looking for some type of billing software that's not too complicated, would you recommend QuickBooks, or is there another maybe type of software you would recommend for them?
So it's kind of like makeup, how there's dupes for makeup. So one really good dupe for QuickBooks would be Zoho. So that's ZOHO. So when you log in, if you've ever logged into QuickBooks, you're going to see that it's the exact same thing. They do have like some free plans. Their communication is great. So I highly recommend Zoho if you're starting out and you just want to stay organized, but you're not sure yet. That would be a great alternative.
And thank you for answering that, Genesis, because I know I kind of slipped that in there on you. But yeah, I think it's important too, because you do have companies that may not be able to afford your service right off the bat. So if you just have to kind of work with what you have, like Genesis said, definitely go on to Zoho and see what they offer, do your research. And like, we're in the world of YouTube. There's tons of videos on a lot of these different softwares. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Just touching base on that. We do have a couple of clients that grow with us. So it's clients that they're seeing that they're getting contracts signed with their local facilities, their local hospitals. So they know they're going to start doing a lot of trips. because they're going to be the main provider for that, that community, that area that they're servicing. Um, so they hire us, and we just grow with them, right? We work on a percentage based rate. So we have a client, and for the first month, they paid like 220. The second month, they paid $110, and they're just growing. As they're growing, we're growing, with them. So that's also like a great alternative with clients who can say, you know what? I just started the business. I have so many things to worry about. I don't want to worry about billing, but also I don't think I can afford to have a biller right now. It has to be me, and I have to, wear so many hats as a new owner. You don't necessarily have to worry about the billing, for sure.
And
We work with you, and we
and
help
I
you.
actually just posted, well, I didn't post a video. I kind of had like a moment, shall I call it, on our Instagram account where I spoke of existing business owners stressing themselves out, trying to wear multiple hats. So I strongly encourage you business owners to delegate tasks to whoever. I mean, you got to seek help in this industry, because how can you effectively grow your business if you're worried about marketing, you're worried about billing, you just got, I mean, you're all over the place. Thank God I have Monica. But I think it's important for the growth of your business. You definitely need to seek outside resources like yours. So I think
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm a great alternative if maybe you do want it in-house, but for pretty much all our clients, they save money by outsourcing it to us. They just what they would be paying for like an on-site employee versus what they're paying for us is a lot cheaper. Plus, they're not paying employee benefits. Plus, they're not paying holidays. No health insurance, nothing like that. Like an on-site employee would request. So again, so that's a really good alternative. But again, if it makes more sense for you to have someone in-house, absolutely, we're here to help out in all aspects, and we'll support you in that as well.
Thank you for sharing that. So Genesis, we have asked you tons of questions. Is there anything we have not asked you that you would like to share with us? Anything we should know about this business?
You definitely drilled me. Definitely drilled me down.
Really?
I think one of them is just that I've been talking to some clients, and they don't know a lot about like the write-offs, specifically with the bookkeeping side. There was I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but there's a conference. There's a yearly conference. Last year was in New Orleans in September. I missed it just like last minute, but that is a conference for non-emergency medical transportation companies, and it's I believe it's a 3-day conference, and any expenses, including the flights and everywhere to go. I am not sponsored by them, by the way. If you go, you just let me know, because I would like to meet you if you're seeing this video. But that is a perfect example of something that can be completely written off, right? Yeah. So let's say I visit you girls over there in LA, and we go out for a coffee. The mileage, getting that coffee, all of that would be written off as well. So it's just making sure it's in the right category. But yeah, just letting you guys know. Get the
Well, I hate to brag, Genesis, but we were a part of that conference, so we know all about it. We were guest speakers there.
What?
Yes, we represented women in this transportation space. So we spoke about our business, MJ Reliable Transportation, women in transportation, and how we built a brand on our company. So yes,
that is great. I wish I could have like met you girls over there.
Yes.
I know. This year I'm gonna aim for the speaker, even though I I'm so used to what I said, my cave, but I gotta get out of my shell.
You're speaking to celebrities, boo. I'm just kidding. But yeah,
oh my goodness.
That was a great conference, and I encourage, if you are definitely looking to get into the NEMT space, you guys, you definitely want to check out the NAMTech conference, which is held once a year.
And I think it's been held this time. Is it Texas this year.
I think, is it Fort Worth, Texas, huh?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I had seen a LinkedIn post about Jacksonville, Florida. I thought it was going to be Florida.
Oh, maybe
It was
it is.
between the two. It was between those two states. Yeah, Jacksonville or Texas. So, because we had to vote when we were there, which one I think we voted for Texas. So maybe that's why we thought it was Texas. But yeah, it's between Jacksonville or Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, great. So I really I'm going this year, so I'll see you girls right there.
We'll definitely be there. But Genesis, I do want to thank you for, wanting to come into our community and share the information about your business and how you can help any NEMT owners in this space. And let's just say we get a viewer that wants to connect with you. How would they go about reaching you?
Yeah, the best way right now is via email. So I maybe we can add it right here on YouTube.
Yeah, so we'll
But
add it.
it's genesis@jensbooks.com. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
My husband, he's a web designer and he's working on my website for free. Yay. But
Put in the work, girl.
I'm so picky. I think he says I'm just gonna do like a one-page website so you can start using while we finish your actual website because you're too picky than all my customers.
It's like that. We're always hard on the men, right?
Yes. Girl power.
Right. Yes. Okay. So thank you so much, you guys, for watching. Like Genesis said, she did go ahead and provide you with her contact information, but we're also going to leave it in the description. So if you need to contact her for any of your bookkeeping needs, payroll needs, accounts receivables, whatever, definitely reach out to her. Thank you so much, Genesis, for joining us.
No, thank you so much for having me, girls. I hope this is the first of many times we'll chat and we'll go from there and I'll meet you guys, you girls, celebrity status, and it'll be great.
All right, Genesis, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.